guys. Trisha Turner here. It's Tuesday, 12 o'clock Central-ish. I got Tifanny Nelson with me today, and we have a little bit of stuff we're going to talk about. We've got a big event coming up that we launched last week, or we just announced it last week. And so we're going to talk about that first. But welcome, Tifanny.
Thank you, Trisha. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So we did this a little bit out of order. So Amy Lampman was going to be on today because she's also part of our event, but Amy's got laryngitis, and so that wasn't going to work too well for us today. So Tifanny jumped right in because Tifanny was going to be on next week. So we're just flipping it up because we're live and we got to make it happen.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
And you were like, she got no notice, you guys, whatsoever, just like 2 hours. She's like, let me see if I can fix my hair.
Don't look too close. Don't zoom in. Don't zoom in.
No, don't zoom in. You look awesome. So I had to do it with a black eye for the last couple of weeks, which I still just have remnants of, but
I can't
that's
even see it. I'm gonna need a close-up. Can you come in?
See, don't zoom in. Hey, I want to talk to everyone about Keep Us Fed. So first of all, the event that we're doing, see it right on there, Take Over Texas, that's what this is about. So we believe, Amy Lampman and I are top producing real estate agents. I'm a broker. We're both with EXP. We collaborate together. We believe that we are part of the best real estate company in history and that we're making a difference in the lives of others. And so in January, we have an event that's going to launch on January 13th. We've got headliners coming in. We've got speakers. We're going to roll this out throughout the entire 2022. And Amy, something very near and dear to Amy's heart is hungry kids and feeding hungry kids. She's been like that for years. And so she actually partnered up with Tifanny a while ago, and I just am learning about this organization. And so we've asked them to be part of our event. And our goal is to provide 1 million meals in 2022. So we're hashtagging 1 million meals, 1 million meals, 1 million meals, all of that stuff. And when you think about it, it's like 1 million meals is a lot. So first of all, Tifanny, let's talk about Keep Us Fed. What is Keep Us Fed? Where did it originate and how long ago and why?
Absolutely. What else do I need to say? That was an awesome introduction. I'm happy to be here and share our mission. Keep Us Fed has been around since 2015. It started out as a Leadership Montgomery County project that sort of just took off. Everyone loved it, and it's really something that is in need. And then in 2018, we took over as our own 501c3. What Keep Us Fed does is we rescue food. So we go into our food donors, which are grocery stores, restaurants, hotels, catering, and we pick up their excess food. Sometimes it's food that just doesn't fit on the shelves. Sometimes it's food that maybe has 5 or 6 days left, or maybe it's a weird looking carrot, but is still perfectly fine. And instead of that stuff going into our waste stream, our volunteers go into the stores. It's almost like trick-or-treating, and pick up the food donations, put them in their cart, and deliver them to our 38 partner recipient organizations. Some of our recipient organizations are groups like women's shelters, veterans care facilities, youth and foster care facilities, food pantries. The list goes on and on. We make a pretty substantial impact this year, particularly because each year, with COVID and the start of all kinds of craziness going on, the need is there, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Last year was 73% larger than it was the year before. And then This year was 43% larger than the year before. And this year we've brought in, we have rescued and redistributed 1.4 million pounds of food to our food insecure neighbors in Montgomery County.
Okay, so I got to stop you because first of all, when you say rescue food, like my mind goes to like rescuing pets, rescuing like everything. I didn't know there was a rescuing food thing. So like I'm learning about this like you guys are too. Rescuing food, like who determines the food that needs to be rescued? How does that work?
Yeah, so Trisha, we have a food distribution problem. We don't have a food availability problem. Statistics show that 40% of our food ends up in the garbage. It gets thrown away. It's wasted. Yeah, so we sort of fill in that gap. Who decides it? The grocery stores, grocery store managers decide it. Some of our grocery stores, we partner with the Montgomery County Food Bank and as our retail rescue partnerships, and the store owners decide it, the hotel staff decides it. It's just up to the management at the stores.
Okay, so Keep Us Fed, it was this whole food concept, the food rescuing, was that a new concept? Are you guys the only ones doing that?
Well, in 2015, when Leadership Montgomery County started it, I'm not sure if they were the first around, but there are others around like us. We are the only one in Montgomery County, but there are.
Okay.
We sort of piggybacked off of Keep Austin Fed, which is clearly out of Austin. And they do something similar. There's one that I know of in Harris County. There's some, others in the area, but we are the only one in Montgomery County.
So when you say rescue food, and then you said food that maybe is going to expire in 5 or 6 days, in my mind, I'm thinking then that's got to be like speed, like we got to go get this food, rescue it, and then distribute it, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. We have 100 volunteers. We pick up about 110 different pickups per week. So our volunteers are in place. I mean, it is like go, 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 swishing, interchanging jigsaw puzzles as getting things to where they need. But our volunteers, it's done within 60 to 90 minutes. But our volunteers go into a store. Management or staff usually has things set aside for us. We pick it up, we put it into our cars or trucks. And then within 60 to 90 minutes, it's delivered directly to the kitchens of our food insecure neighbors that need it the most. So they will cook it that day. They will serve it that day. We have some facilities that have a kitchen that they serve the community and serve a meal that day. Or some of them even have a bus or a food truck that they get out into the community for those that don't have cars and really just need food. So it's a really quick process. Yeah. It's done. The whole thing can be done I did one yesterday that took me 45 minutes, but usually they say when I'm getting good at it, Trisha. But usually they say
weird. So, okay, then I'm thinking we're for tracking purposes, like you said, there's a lot of food that you guys collected. How do you know like what they're doing with it?
Yeah, absolutely. So as per the Montgomery County Food Bank, which goes into the Houston Food Bank and then Feeding America, we have to report the impacts of all of our donations. So our volunteers are certified food handlers, but they also are given a volunteer packet. And one of the things in it is a food scale. And so everything is categorized in the foods that we pick up. We typically pick up non-perishable items. So it's the perishable items, which would be like fresh cut up fruits and vegetables. It would be dairy, meat, breads, deli, things that have a higher turnover rate. Those are the things that we get. The fresh, healthy stuff are the things that we get. So we want to get that into our communities and into the bellies of the families that need it most. And I don't know if you know the statistics, Trisha, but in Montgomery County, 1 in 6 are considered food insecure, and 1 in 4 are children. So those numbers, they don't work for us. So no. We want to get out there and do the best that we can to help all of our neighbors that are hungry, especially at this time of year, all of the year.
Well, it's just sad because, I mean, first of all, no one should go hungry. But, I mean, I know there's homeless people or grown-ups, and some of it is maybe their own doing. But children is like a whole nother ballgame. Like there should be no kids at supper. So when you think about what you guys are doing, and when COVID first happened, whatever that was, almost 2 years ago now, have you seen, like, how have you seen that change for what you guys are doing?
Yeah, well, like I said, last year we were up 74%, I believe it was, from the year prior. So I think it's hitting everybody. And, the interesting part about food, what we call food insecure, it's not what you think. It's not like the person under the bridge with a tent. That's not necessarily food insecure. I was a food insecure kid. Like I was raised by a single mom. I had free lunches at school. That made me a food insecure kid. So that's sort of what brings me to this, and is sort of near and dear to my heart. But food insecure could also be, the person that lost their job and, don't have a way to make ends meet for the next few months until, they get better from their COVID diagnosis. Or it could mean someone that is having to decide between, life-saving medicine and their next meal, or rent and their next meal, or maybe their car broke down. It's not so much as like the person with the basket that you envision when you think food insecure.
So with COVID, I was having this conversation with someone the other day. Like a lot of people that were not online shoppers were forced to become online shoppers because you couldn't go anywhere. So I'm like going through my own mind because I don't go to the grocery store either. I don't like to go into the grocery store, but I did that. I've been that way for years. As soon as they introduced like you could buy your groceries and then pick them up, I'm in, or have them delivered, I'm in. So I'm thinking a lot of times when my groceries get delivered, it's probably bruised food and stuff, and I end up throwing a lot of it away because it's crappy.
Oh
And
no.
so I wonder if that's hurt you guys at all.
Well,
Because
hopefully you're not going to mention the place you're doing your online shopping. No, just kidding.
no, I'm not saying anything.
That doesn't sound good at all.
But it's for me that doesn't want to go into the grocery store. It's a sacrifice. It's like I ordered 5 apples and there's only 3 of them.
I'm not sure that's the point of the online shopping, Trisha.
But I'm just thinking, like, if you're saying the food shopping, like for people that go in there and pick food that's like bruised or maybe just not looking the best. I think with online grocery shopping, a lot of times we as the consumers end up with some of that stuff. Do you think that that's hampered you guys at all or hindered what you guys are getting?
I have no idea what the online shopping stores. I don't want to take any. I have no idea. I know that the 10 Kroger stores that we work with individually, we also work with Whole Foods and Harvest Market. I know that those particular staff members do an excellent job turning over their food. That is really, I mean, it is really done like clockwork. Like they are just so on it. Things are moving and shaking. And so I don't know where you're shopping. So I don't know the answer to that. But I don't think that's the way it's supposed to go.
Yeah. So with you guys, with your volunteers, when the organization first started, how many people was it?
What, with our volunteers?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, well, we started out in 2015, and just for an idea of numbers, we just had a handful of it was the classmates of Leadership Montgomery County, so we just had a handful of members. But we went from picking up in 2015 from picking up 20,000 pounds. We thought, wow, 20,000 pounds, that is an amazing amount. Like that's such a huge impact. But this year, like I said, we've done 1.4 million pounds of food this year. We haven't even counted the last week or so of 2021, but it's just grown so much. I mean, the need is there. It's just connecting the dots. And that's sort of where we come in. And there's a statistic that goes out that, 1 pound of food is equivalent to wait, let me make sure I get the statistic right. We have, with 1.4 million pounds of food this year, we have provided more than 1 million meals for our community.
That's what I was going to ask you. Like, how
right?
Does that even
that's like, exactly. I know. So that's such a huge impact for us. We're super proud of that. What's equivalent to, more than 1 million meals. So we don't plate them in.
You're not set up to where someone could go grocery shopping and bring you bags of groceries, right?
No, we supply to our nonprofit partnerships, which are 501c3 organizations throughout Montgomery County.
Okay. So how can people get involved and help you guys?
Yeah. So a couple different ways. One is we're always looking for volunteers because we're growing. Every time we just continue to grow and grow and grow. Everybody has this food that they don't know what to do with. And so we've become that person. So I think it just continues to get bigger and bigger, but we're always looking for volunteers to make these food runs. And there's something so special and tangible about going into the store, looking at the food that you're like, how is this what you're throwing away? Like it doesn't make sense. It's beautiful. Like it's beautiful, the food that they're throwing away. So holding it into your hands, physically weighing it or whatever we're doing it, loading it into your car, and then tangibly removing it from your car and handing it over to the kitchens of people that are going to be serving it to right there. And so it's really special. And it's an immediate satisfaction that you get from doing it. So volunteers is definitely one way that folks can get involved. If you know of any recipient organizations that are nonprofits, 501c3s, we do require them to be partners with the Montgomery County Food Bank Pantry or Food Bank in order to become a pantry or a nonprofit recipient. But if you're not, that isn't going to hinder us. We'll just help you becoming a partner. And then also financial donations is super helpful for us as well. We have a low overhead because it's all of our food runs are 100% volunteer run. So the overhead is literally $1 equals 19 meals right now. So it changes, it varies each month based on how much comes in and how much goes out. But right now those are our numbers, and so it's pretty easy to see in physical impact.
So I'm going to go, like, I'm reflecting on a few things that you just said there. Number one, $1 equals 19 meals. So
Yeah.
for you guys that donate, like, here's end of year giving. I believe in tithing and giving. And so just
Yeah.
think, if $100, just think how many meals that could go to.
Yeah.
$1, 19 meals. Think about that. And then I'm thinking about what you said, like, you were one of those kids that had to eat at the school. And
Yeah.
so when you go into the store, like 1.4 million pounds of food was going
Right.
to end up being thrown away if y'all didn't do something with it. That is incredible. That
Yeah.
is insane. And like you said, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, why are we throwing this away? You
It's
know?
food.
How?
Yeah. I leave
Scary.
hungry.
Yeah. And you think about like all the hungry kids there are out there that don't have food.
Absolutely.
And without you guys, like,
Yeah.
that would go in the trash.
Yeah, absolutely. Trisha, are you in the Woodlands? I'm not sure where you are.
No, I'm in Fulshire.
Oh, okay. Well, here in the Woodlands, we sort of have like a we sort of have like a little bubble. So it's hard to envision what goes on in Montgomery County
Yeah.
outside of our bubble. I don't know how it is where you are, but it's hard to envision. But boy, you step out of our bubble and go into, Conroe or Willis or East County areas. There's some real areas that are in desperate need. So it's our duty and as Christians and American citizens to help our neighbors. So that's what we're doing. It's super gratifying work. I'm really, really pleased to be here. I was just telling my children a story about when I was a kid, because they don't have free lunches or reduced lunches where my children don't. But when I was a kid, they used to make you eat. They would stand over you and hover over you and watch what you ate and made sure that you ate half of everything on your plate. In order for you to get the free or reduced lunches, you would eat out. And man, to this day, I cannot eat beets. And I cannot because I was stood over and watched while you eat it,
I don't like
brush things aside. No, it didn't work. They caught you.
But so now I'm thinking, like, with COVID and this, when all the schools shut down, what about all those kids that were getting meals fed to them at schools? Like, how did they eat?
Yeah. The local school districts did a great job of providing meals over COVID. I know in Conroe ISD, I'm not sure the other school districts. And then the food bank has Backpacks for Buddies program. I believe they did a great job of getting stuff out to kids. And then, like I said, we provide to pantries that we can have families that come in. One particular kid, I'll never forget this. We have one of our food pantry partners. Every day we pick things up, right? You never really know what you're going to get. It's sort of like Christmas. But you go in and you pick these things up, and we happened to pick up some bakery that day, and there was a birthday cake in it. And there are very specific rules and guidelines that everybody follows. So the food gets picked up and placed into coolers, and everything is very chilled and the perfect, all these things. But everything went into the coolers. A car came through, and in it was a family and a little boy in the back seat. And we're thinking, it's Wednesday afternoon. Why, where is he out of school? What is it? It was probably like maybe he came straight from school. I'm not sure. We didn't ask. But then as we came through the line, his parents said, his name was Bryce. His parents said, it's his birthday today. It's his 7th birthday today. Oh, I lost it. I just lost it, because then one of our volunteers went running into the facility, grabbed the cooler and grabbed the birthday cake. I swear it. Grabs the birthday cake, comes running out. Everyone's singing happy birthday to you.
Oh, wow.
Smile. And he was so happy. His hands like reaching through the window to grab his cake. And he was just, things like this happen every day. There are millions of kids like this boy Bryce that that just happened to be something that kind of showed us in our face how impactful it is. So
he may not have had a cake on his birthday if it wasn't for you guys.
And maybe he did. I don't know. But just the timing of it and how the cake just happened to be in there and he happened to be coming through.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I would want to have done that on my 7th birthday, going through the food pantry line, but
no,
that's what we do. I mean, that's what you have to do right now. Some people are really in need. So
some people are. And the fact that you guys do this, I think, is incredible. What
Yeah.
does the future look like for y'all? Are you expanding? What do you tell us?
Yeah, we are definitely expanding. I mean, we are just growing at such huge rates. We really need to be able to be prepared for it. So we're just looking to be that person. We're just looking to grow with our food donors. We're looking to grow with volunteers, and we're looking to grow with our recipient reach. So we're looking to hit some more underserved communities, like I mentioned, up in the Willis area, and then over in the East County area, we're looking for food donors and recipients out there. So we're just looking to expand our reach. That's really our main goals in the 1 year plan or so. Yeah.
Yeah. And then for donations, like, is there a place people can go to learn more and donate?
Yeah, you can go to our website. It's www.keepusfedmoco.org. Moco, like Montgomery County. We're cute.
Yep.
I know.
It is cute though. So you guys, here's the deal. So Tifanny is part of our events that we're launching. January 13th is the very first one. It's going to be at Improv Houston, which is at I-10 and 610. Amy Lampman and I have put this together. We're the hosts of this. Tifanny is going to be one of the recipients of it. It's only $44. This is an event that's going to run from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Lunch is provided. We're going to have, Amy's going to share her story and why she's got such a connection to wanting to feed hungry kids. I'm going to share a little bit about my story and why I believe everybody can be successful if they put their mind right, get their mind right. We're going to hear a little bit of Tiffany's story, of course, and then Nick Krem is going to be flying in. He's our social media genius. So he's been able to work with some of the top producers in the real estate industry across the nation and take them to levels they never thought possible, all through social media. So he's going to be running through a course on that. And then Coach Michael Burke is going to be our headliner. And it's all about and so he's for our thing too. So what you guys do is put the link and circulate that. A portion of the things are going to because again in for 2022. So we're going to run year long and we're going to be traveling around. The hard area of failure is something that number is going to get even bigger because as disruption keeps coming at us and even because help you learn how to take your business and learn how to make choices. You need to do them. You get a lot of money to coach us and then for the client into this event. So their leaders, individual it's take lessons. You're going to see we're going to launch bettertogetherlive.com. We are better together. Leaders and numbers. We're trying to cover we're literally doing this to help everybody. We believe that everyone can live an abundant life. Learn to excel and do more. So that's what we're going to do. And again, of course, this event is virtual. So improv is like I said. We'll copy the recording. So make sure and be paying attention to that. Every week we're going to be bringing another speaker on until we
if you can hear me. The connection's really bad, but I just wanted to say thank you so much for having me. Can you hear me?
I hear you now.
Okay, good. I'm not sure what you can hear, and I missed the last few minutes of that, but the connection's pretty bad on my end. But just wanted to say thank you so much for having me, and I'm really looking forward to the event on January 13th, and looking forward to getting to see you and meet you guys and tell you a little bit more about our mission to alleviate hunger and reduce food waste in Montgomery County.
You guys have over Texas, we're better together, live.com. Just turn on your